Hey guys, welcome back to Math with Miss L. As you can tell, Miss La Fuente is in her room. I hope you guys are staying safe and staying at home. I know you guys probably want to go outside and play around or go to who knows where. But yes, Miss La Fuente is in her house, so I hope you're at yours. Let's go ahead and jump into elapsed time. So, elapsed time is all about time passing. So, we have a question. Thank you, Christian. Shout out to you for bringing this to my attention. You guys had a Khan Academy video about it, and maybe you still have some questions. So, I'm going to show you my tips and tricks and strategies so that you can tackle problems like this. Okay, so Christian left at 2:15 to go to school. He arrived at 4:28. How long did it take for him to get there? So first off, I don't know what school Christian's going to, but maybe he's in college. Who knows? So let's go ahead and first off underline our question. How long did it take for him to get there? And let's go ahead and circle our important facts in our question. Christian left at 2:15 to go to school. He arrived at 4:28. So with time, guys, you're always going to usually have a starting time and an ending time, or something in between, a starting time, and it might give you information to find out the end time. So let me show you how I would do this. I would tackle this problem by doing a number line. I would put maybe left, or you could say, let me write that bigger. You could say left, or you could say start, whichever one makes sense to you. And then you could write arrived, or you could write end. Once again, whichever one makes sense to you. And let's go ahead and write the times. That's so important. So he left at, we know it was 2:15. So if you have a lot of space, there we go. And he arrived, let's make sure we're labeling our number line, at 4:28. Here's what I like to do, because I love counting, but I also like to count by simple numbers. So Miss La Fuente, I noticed that there are 2 hours. So 2:15, I'm going to jump ahead the next hour. I'm not going to count by minutes. That takes way too long. Ain't nobody got time for that. If you do, impressive. Okay, so I like to do mountains. I've always done that. I like to do mountains for my hours. If you want to make your hours look bigger, go for it. Make a bigger mountain. I will put 1 hour. HR stands for hour. And then I will write down the next time after that hour, which is 3:15. Well, from 3:15 to 4:28, I can tell the next hour will be 4:15. That'll be right before. So as long as I don't go over, I can do that. So be careful. I'm going to do another mountain. If you want to do it just a jumping, that's fine. If you want just a regular jump, I'm a little extra, so I like to do that. So that's 4:15. Now here's where I would suggest counting by 5s and 10s. So 15, you're trying to get to 28. If you count by 10, you're going to get to 25. That's totally doable. If you want to count by 5s, that would take a little bit longer, but you can do that. So I would start by counting by 10s and then 5s. So I'm going to jump over 10 minutes, and you could write minutes underneath. That will be 4:25. And then you're going to count up to 4:28. So 4:25, 4:26, 27, 28. Hopefully we know that's 3 minutes. And he finally got there. So now the question's asking, once again, not what time he arrived or what time he left. It's how long did it take him to get there. So if we did our solution sentence, which Miss La Fuente is just rocking and rolling, so I forgot. Sorry. So you could say it took Christian blank to get there. Okay. I will work better on my handwriting. But let's go ahead and let's find out how much time was passed, right? How much time has elapsed. So we have 1 hour and 1 hour. We know that's 2 hours. So hopefully we know that's 2 hours. If you want to or if you need to, you can do it over here on this side. And then you can add up your minutes. 10 minutes plus 3 minutes. If you are a visual person and you like things to add up, you can totally do it this way. Miss LaFuente likes to do this sometimes. 2 hours and 13 minutes. So that is what we are putting here. 2 hours and 13 minutes. Boom, boom, boom. And like I said, guys, your way of double checking is to do your strategy here. It's maybe to go backwards at 4:28 and take away 3 minutes, take away 10, and then take away 2 hours to get to 2:15. So that's your way to check. Let's do one more example. Let me erase this and get set up, and I'll be right back. Another type of question you might see with elapsed time is when you don't have a start and you don't have an end, but you have something in the middle. So in this situation, I'm going to read the question. Hopefully you're reading it with me. And we're going to break down what happens when you are given the total amount of minutes that have passed and you've been given what time they might have started at. So you'll have to find the end. So let's talk about it. It took Daedrin 168 minutes to get home. If he left at 3:30, what time did he get home? So, as always, let's underline our question. What time did he get home? So let's go ahead. I'm going to write it over here to save some space. Daedrin got home at blank time. So you have to ask yourself, if you're trying to figure out what time he's getting home, that's probably going to be the start or the end. Hopefully you're thinking the end. So let me write that number line because that's going to help with time so much. Before I solve this, let's go back to this word problem and circle our important information. So it took Daedrin 168 minutes to get home. Okay, you can underline that or circle it, whichever you prefer. If he left at 3:30, what time did he get home? So once again, leaving might be your starting point. So if he left, that could be when he started. He left at 3:30. And remember, we want to know what time did he get home. So you can write got home if you want to do that. You can barely see that. Sorry, guys. For the people at home, I apologize. It says home. Let's say got home. And remember, you can label it like that. If you don't like putting got home, just write end. Okay, because that's what time he ended there. So we had to figure that out. That's our question mark right now. We don't know what time he got home. But what information we do have is how much time has passed. 168 minutes. So here's what I suggest. Miss LaFuente does not want you to count minute by minute. That'll take you forever, and you only have 4 hours on your STAR test. So 168 minutes. Ask yourself, how many minutes are in an hour? So in my head and on my paper, I'm going to write this down. 60 minutes equals 1 hour. Okay, well, I have 168 minutes, so I think I can still go. 60 more minutes gives you 1 more hour. So far, 60 plus 60, that's 120 minutes. We're getting a little close to 168, so I'm going to try to think about if I add 60 more to 120, I would get 180, which is already way too much. Sorry, did I say 180? Miss LaFuente's losing it. So I'm not going to go that far and add another 60. But here's what I'm going to do. I have 120. I'm going to take my total 168 minutes and take away 120, which is what I already have. And I am left with 48 minutes. So I just found out there's 60 minutes, and then what I have left is 48 minutes. So you just found a way more simpler method, whatever you want to say, simplified. So you could do your elapsed time on your timeline. So let's do it. We said 1 hour has passed. Okay, well, there's our mountain, 1 hour. So 4:30. And I'm going to check it off because you know why? Why, guys? When you check it off, you do not repeat it because you could make mistakes. Okay, so I like to check it off. I like to see that I did it. Another hour has passed. One more hour. That is 5:30. And checking that off. Now, 48 minutes. Here's what I'm going to do. I see that I'm already at 30. You could count by tens all the way till you get to 48. That's totally fine. Miss LaFuente likes to take a quick shortcut, and I like to do it by 30 minutes. By 30 minutes, because 10 minutes plus 10 minutes plus 10 minutes is 30, or 10 times 3 is 30, and that'll bring me to 6 o'clock. Now notice, sometimes you're going to have to do this where you make your timeline or your number line a little bit longer because you never really know how much space you're going to use. So you can always change it and write got home or end. Okay, so now I did 30 minutes. So this 48 minutes, I'm going to now do 48 take away 30. And I'm left with just 18 minutes. Okay, remember that 30 minutes I got because I just went over 30 minutes from my 48 total minutes. So now I have 18 minutes left. So I'm going to do, guys, if I'm at 6 o'clock, I could just add 18 minutes. 6:18, right? But those of us who want to make sure, you could add 10 minutes, and that is 6:10. And then you can add 8 minutes, and that will give you 6:18. So what time did Daedrin get home? Daedrin, sweetie, you got home at 6:18. And you don't have to write time. You could just write 6:18. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful. If you need another example, let me know. I will try my best to be here for you guys. Miss LaFuente is also having to do some homework at home because of work. So if I'm not getting back to you super, super fast, it's because Miss LaFuente has a lot of homework to do. All right, guys, see you later. Don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, and leave a positive comment down below. Bye, guys. Stay safe.